Hello.
Yes, namaskar. Uh, okay, good morning to all, and wish you a happy New Year and a healthy, prosperous, wealthy New Year. And and today Chandrakant is going to give a lecture on base of surgical instruments development in Ayurveda and its contemporary view. Uh, And definitely, this guest lecture definitely will helpful for the PG scholars and practitioners and all the Shalatantra fraternity. And all the best. And I request again, who are not joined National Susuta Association, join as a member in National Susuta Association and support Ayurvedic surgeons. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Namaste and good afternoon to all of you. Myself, Dr. Durgesh Kumar, final year PG scholar in Shalya Tantra, Parul Institute of Ayurveda, Parul University. Welcomes to you all in the online lecture series for PG and PhD scholar conducted by National Susuta Association and Parul Institute of Ayurveda and Research, Parul University, Vadodara. I am very obliged to be here and given opportunity to introduce our today's speaker. Today with us another eminent speaker, Dr. Chandrakant S. Tomar sir, who is going to analyze us on the topic of the base of surgical instruments development in Ayurveda and its contemporary view. Before starting the session, I would like to introduce our guest speaker, Dr. Chandrakant S. Tomar sir, who is currently working as a Associate Professor, Department of Shalya Tantra in Parul Institute of Ayurveda and Research, Vadodara, Gujarat. Sir has completed his BMS from Sawantwadi, Sindhu Durga Ayurvedic College, Maharashtra, and Master degree from NIA, Jaipur, Rajasthan. Sir pursuing his PhD from MEHS, Sir has 9 years teaching experience and specialty in parasurgical procedure and wound management. Sir have been published many articles in various journals. Now I request Dr. Chandrakant S. Pawar sir to share his bundle of knowledge with us. Please share your presentation and start your lecture. Please sir. Chandrakant sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Durgesh, for a nice introduction. Here, I'm just sharing the screen. Durgesh, my PPT is visible?
Yes sir.
Okay.
नहीं sir अभी नहीं हुआ.
Yes. So thank you all. Thank you, Durgesh, for a nice introduction. And good afternoon to all
Sir
the
visible नहीं है अभी.
And I wish you all very happy New Year. And for today's lecture, I am going to discuss on the base of surgical instruments development in Ayurveda and. नहीं है visible? Okay, 1 second.
फुल स्क्रीन करो डॉक्टर चंद्रकांत.
अभी हुआ है? Is it visible, sir?
Yes, it is visible.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, Parikshit, sir.
Welcome.
So today I am going to elaborate the base of surgical instruments development in Ayurveda and contemporary view. Okay. So for this we must have to go through the definition of yantra according to Sushruta. तत्र मन शरीर बाधाकराणि शल्यानि तेषाम् आहारोपाय यंत्राणि. Actually, by this definition, we come to know that Acharya Sushruta has very broad view regarding Shalya and as well as Yantra also. Because Sushruta has mentioned anything, any means which creates pain to manas or sharir, he called as Shalya. So why Sushruta has included mana also? Because if any kind of shalya which present in your body, suppose if small food particle which got stuck into your teeth, it irritates all the time to you, and your mind also goes behind that shalya, and you will all the time remains irritated unless and until that shalya will remove. So if shalya is in your body, it also creates or it equally affects your mind also. So Sushruta has elaborated that anything which creates pain to your manas, whether it is sharir shalya also or it is mana shalya in mana, it means any dukha, shok, etc., which called as shalya. In Sharir Shalya, we can say that any Nij Shalya like Pas, Puya, Dushit Rakta, it's included in Sharir Shalya, sorry, Nij Shalya, and some Agantu Shalya, which means the any foreign body which enters in our body, it called as it called as Agantu Shalya. So Sushruta has included all kind of shalyas, manas and sharir shalya, and though all the means, all the things which are helpful or which we are using to remove all these shalyas called as yantras. So by this we can understand broad view of Sushruta regarding yantra as well as shalya. So here we all know that Sushruta has mentioned 101 types of yantras, and he also mentioned as Hasta is the Pradhantam yantra. We are all the instruments without hand we can't hold all the instruments, but that is why Sushruta has mentioned Hasta as a Pradhan yantra. But this definition is not limited to holding the instruments only. In most of the surgeries, we are using hand as a instrument. So in some surgeries, we are using hand to hold the tissues. Obviously, it is blowed hand which we are using. So in particular places, hand also acts as a yantra. Next to that, Sushruta has not limited his view regarding yantra, and he also keep the area wide open to prepare any kind of yantra, and by this he mentioned shastras can be of infinite types, and you can prepare any yantra according to the surgery, and you can develop your own shastra, your own yantra as per the requirement of that particular surgery. So here we come to know the greatness of our Acharya Shushrut, that he keep that area wide open to make or develop any kind of yantra. In modern or in present day also, in next slides we will come to know that in present day the instrument which are developed, they have the fundamental base from Sushruta's yantra and shastra. Sushruta has emphasized these yantra and shastra, and he has dedicated two main adhyayas, Sutrasthan 7 and 8, to explain these yantra and shastra only. Ani prayasho lohani bhavanti tat pratirupakanī va tadlāve. So, along with this, Sushruta also has mentioned how or with which by which metal we have to prepare or make these instruments. And nowadays also we are preparing or we are using the stainless steel metal to prepare lots of instruments or number of instruments with the help of stainless steel, which have already mentioned by Sushruta in his ancient texts. Agnitaptena Shastrena Chindat Anita Pakabhayam Sat. Our ancient acharyas has have already mentioned the sterile technique of all the instruments at that time only. Now, presently also, we are using heat or agni to sterilize our instruments. But we are now in those days we are using a type of agni, that is steam and direct flame, to autoclave our instruments. Steam in autoclave machine, we are sterilizing our instrument with the help of heat in the form of vapors or steam. Also, in some places, we are burning or we are flaming the instrument with the help of spirit, and by applying the heat or direct flame, we are sterilizing our instruments, and we are using this instrument for surgery. So Sushruta has already explained all the basic fundamental principles regarding this. Now, Sushruta has also mentioned basic 6 type of instruments. We all know that swastika yantra, that cruciform yantras, sadansh yantra, tala yantra, nadi yantra, shalaka yantra, and upayantra. So Sushruta categorized all these instruments in basic 6 types, and uh, in present day also, in nowadays also, all the instruments which we are using, or all modern people they are using, all the instruments can be categorized or can be included in these yantras only. And we will come to know that all these modern yantras or present yantras which we are using are having the base from these basic types only. So, swastika yantra, we will try to correlate these ancient principles of these making of these instruments, and we can correlate it in present days instruments also. So, in elaborating swastika yantra, Shushruta has mentioned that Pashumukhi and Pakshimukhi yantras. That means Shushruta has mentioned these particular jaws or mouth of these animals, which which and resembling these mouth or jaws, he has prepared such instruments resembling their jaws or beak of the birds. So why Shushruta has made such a type of instrument? Because Sushruta was a very scientific person, and he observed from the nature, and from nature itself he has taken some ideas regarding making these instruments. If we can see, all the animals while catching their prey, they have, while hunting, while catching their prey, they are using their jaws to hold that prey very firmly, so that they could not able to slip from their jaws. So same as in present day also, to catch any kind of tissue, any kind of tissue which we are catching, we have to have some specific firm grip over that tissue, so that it cannot be slip from our instrument. So resembling with that, Sushruta has prepared such a type of instruments. He also mentioned some Pakshimukhi yantras, which are resembling the beak of the birds. So He mentioned such a type of instruments while using on narrow parts of our body, that is nose, ear, mouth, and anal canal. So these are such a places where access by other broad shaped instrument is not possible. So he has mentioned such a type of instruments to access and to perform surgeries on that particular openings or on that particular parts of the body. So here he has also clearly explained Drushya Siya Mukhadyastu Budam Kankamukadini. It means those shalyas which are very visible on our body, they can be removed by all these instruments which are having shape like animals, and the shalyas which are deeply seated, or these shalyas which are in the lumen or in the openings like ear, nose, and in other parts of the body, we can use Pakshimukhi, that Kankamukhi Shastra, to remove that particular Shastras. So in modern science also, they have also given names of animals to their instruments also while preparing. Modern days also they are using such a forceps, that lion forceps, crocodile forceps, bulldog forceps, duckbill forceps, hawkbill forceps, and mosquito forceps. So here you can clearly have get idea from this picture that how they have used lion forceps or Sihamukhi yantra. Why they have mentioned? Because this is lion forceps, and which we are using to hold the bone or bone holding forceps. And as we all know, the jaws of lion is very much firm, that no animal can escape from his jaws. So resembling this to this is also the instrument lion forceps we are using in bone surgeries. In that particular surgery, this lion forceps is very helpful to hold firm grip over the bone while cutting the bone or etc. So in that particular cases, this bone holding forceps is very useful. This crocodile forceps, you can have idea. This crocodile forceps we are using in removing the foreign bodies from ear. So here we can come to know that modern people also they are using same phenomenon or same basic fundamentals to preparing instruments. Digital forceps. If you by this picture, you can clearly see that this is a Korean a bird whose beak is like or the chital forceps is like the beak of this bird, and this is very familiar instrument, that is chital forceps, and we are using these chital forceps to holding most of the instruments. uh, this chital forceps can able to hold instruments, cotton, linen, etc. So the shape of these chital forceps is formed so that it can catch multiple variety of material, and we are experiencing this function in our routine practice also. Hawkbill forceps. This is also resembling this bird, and this is actually this is a this forceps which we are using to in tooth extraction. So by all these pictures, we can come to conclusion that these are only the basic fundamental principles which modern people are also using to prepare their instruments. So all these swastik yantras or cruciform yantras, in nowadays also all the forceps which are developed or which are formed according to the necessity to hold particular tissues. For example, in this picture, the Babcock forceps is developed so that it can catch any tubular structure. So these all swastika yantra, these all forceps, we can say developed as per requirement, and these people had developed these all instruments in present day. Next, that's Sadansh Yantra. Sushruta has mentioned Sanigraha and Anigraha type of Sadansh Yantra. So we can include the toothed forceps in Sanigraha, which is having grip or catch at its tip. By this tooth forceps, you can correlate, or you can come to know its function that while removing the suture material after complete healing of the wound, we are using the tooth forceps to remove that suture material from the that wound, and it is so formed that we can catch that suture material with the help of this forceps only. So, and after healing of the wound, the suture material itself will act as a foreign body. So, to remove that suture material, we are using this toothed forceps. These are also anigraha. It means the forceps which without catch, or without catch we can say, and this is a plain forceps, and uh, this is epilation forceps. You can see epilation forceps which we are using in cases of trichiasis to in the epilation or removing the eyelash which are irritating the eye. So in Pakshamakopa or in cases of trichiasis, we are using the same forceps for epilation purpose. So the phenomenon or fundamental principle is always the same. Here, uses of Satanshyantra, Tokaman, Siras Nayugat, Shalyodharnartha, which I have already explained, and these forceps, dissecting forceps, plain forceps, epilation forceps, which we are using to remove the Shalya from Tokamansa, Sira, and Snayugat Shalya. So, here we can next to that, Tal Yantra. Shishruta has also mentioned Ekatal and Dvital Yantra. It means the yantras which are resembling the palate or talu of the fish. He has mentioned. So these instruments are made up of such things. So, and he also mentioned some uses of this Tala Yantra, that Karna Nasa Nadi Shalya Aharnartham. So, you can correlate this Tala Yantra with the scoop, which is we are using to remove Karna Bhutka or ear wax for that is wax. It is also some sort of shalya. So by these uses, we can understand the Tali Yantra and which used to remove the shalya from Karna, Nasa, and Nadi. But the shape of these yantras, Kala yantra, is resembling the palate of the fish. So, by this shape, we can understand the flat surface of that particular fish, palate of that particular fish. So, we can also include all these retractors in this particular type of Tali Yantra, and in modern days we are using various types of retractors, that is flat instruments, for retracting the operative field to visualize the operative field. So these retractors can be correlated with this Tali Yantra. So when is retracted, we can correlate it with Dvitali Yantra, and reverse retractor we can say, or we can correlate this yantra with Ek-Tali Yantra. So by this, Tali Yantra can be correlated with these retractors also. Next to that, Nadi Yantra or tubular instruments. So, in this Nadi Yantra, Sushruta has mentioned lots of yantras. That is Bhagandar Yantra, Arshu Yantra, Ubrani Yantra, Basti Yantra, Uttar Basti Yantra, Putra Ruddhi Visravan Yantra, Jalodhara Visravan Yantra, Bhuma Yantra, Nirudha Prakash Yantra, Tanirudha Buddha Yantra, Alabu and Shunga. All these specific tubular, all the instrument which we are using in present days, which are having tubular structures, can be included, or we are including them in Nadi Yantra. I want to mention here specifically that all these Nadi Yantras are performing these basic four functions, that is Srotogata Shalya Dharnartham, Rog Darshanartham, Achushanartham, and Kriya Saukaryartham. These both basic four functions are which these instruments are performing. In present day also, all the scopes and all the speculum, I am going to explain in next slides, they are performing all these functions only. So present day we are using proctoscope, gastroscope, catheters, drains, Riles tubes, suction tubes, vaginal speculum, nasal speculum, otoscope, and cupping method. So these all instruments present day which are already developed, so that to perform or to serve those purpose, that is proctoscope. In this picture we can see this proctoscope, and this proctoscope we are using to perform the function that Rog Darshanam, which is the basic function of Nadi Yantra. So we are using this proctoscope to visualize anal mucosa and to rule out any roga, that is any particular pathological condition in anal canal. And also in next picture you can able to see this slit of proctoscope, and by this slit solves the purpose of Kriya Saukaryartham. It means it helps to perform the surgical procedure, or it assists to perform surgical procedure in anal canal while ligating Shar Sutra particular hemorrhoidal mass. While using this slit proctoscope, the bile mass prolapses through this slit, and while applying the Shara on this particular bile mass, the rest of the mucosa of the anal canal is saved from Shara application, or to healthy mucosa. We are preventing healthy mucosa of the anal canal, that is to burning from the Kshara. So here we can say proctoscope is helping us to solve two purposes, that Rog Darshanam, and the second one, that is Kriya Saukaryartham. Here, in same way, the nasal speculum also used for performing two functions here. like NASA Rog Darshan, you can say the pathological conditions in the NASA and performing CHAR application for nasal polyps. Also, we are using the same instrument, that is nasal speculum. And in for speculum also, Sushruta has mentioned that Yoni Vranekshan Yantra, and you can uh, include, you can say that this yantra, Yoni Vranekshan Yantra, is also useful to visualize cervix and vaginal mucosa and to rule out any pathological condition in these particular organs, and also to perform any sort of procedure in regarding cervix and vagina. So here we can see present days also we are using this speculum for doing procedures like Uttarbasti in the uterus. So by this we can say these all instrument Nadi Yantra form so that to solve the all basic functions. So in next, in modern days, we are using this gastroscope or sigmoidoscope. These are also included in Nadi Yantra because these scope, all the type of scope means to visualize any instrument which are helping to visualize internal organs. So they are included in Nadi Yantra only because Sushruta has already mentioned the basic fundamental purpose to of Nadi Yantra, that is Roga Darshana. So by these instrument, we are observing the pathological conditions inside the stomach or mucosa and inside the colon. So by these, we can say that these modern instruments which are developed, but they all these all instruments have the base from our basic principles of Sushruta only. Here, catheter and drains. The next function of the Nadi Yantra, which mentioned by Sushruta, is Srotogata Shalya Dharnartha. Yes, Shalya Nidharan. So, whenever there is a condition called as retention of urine, in this condition, when there is an acute retention of urine, you can say they in this condition, urine itself act as a shalya. By Sushruta's definition that any Ruddha dosh, dhatu mala, which they can also act as a shalya. So in this condition, the mala, that is urine itself, is acting as a shalya. So to remove that shalya, we have to do catheterization to remove that shalya, means to remove that urine, and for that purpose we are using simple catheter also we are using to drain that urine and give relief to the patient. So here we can say by this catheters or nadi yantra also included in Nadi Yantra only to solve the purpose, that is Srotagat Shalya Nirharan. Here, drains are also can all the type of drains we can conclude. Sorry, we can include in Nadi Yantra. So here, Romovac drain, which we are using to drain the serous or blood discharge from any surgical wound, which in these particular cases of wounds, the serous discharge and oozing from that tissue, it acts as if these serous discharge and blood get stagnated into that particular wound. It will after stagnation, it will lead to infection in that particular wound, and puya or pus formation is there, and Sushruta already included pus or puya, Dushita Rakta in Shalya. So by keeping the drain in these wounds, we are only removing the Shalya from that wound. So drains are also we can use in we can include in Nadi Yantra. So here presently we are using this Ryle's tube, and for this we can say Achushanartha. Achushan, the function which mentioned, it is a basic function of Nadi Yantra which is mentioned by Sushruta. By this Ryle's tube, we are aspirating the gastric contents. It means we are performing achushan in these particular diseases, like in cases of poisoning. Most of the time, we are aspirating the gastric contents in some few cases, or we are also using this Ryle's tube for aspiration of gastric content in the in intestinal obstruction. So here our purpose of Achushana is served by using this Ryle's tube. Next to that, this suction tube we are using, it also we can include it in Nadi Yantra, because uh, in unconscious patient or in while giving general anesthesia, in case of patient when in general anesthesia, and also in neonates after delivery, or in particular after delivery immediate immediately we have to uh, give suction to that baby to aspirate the mucus from mouth of that baby, so that we by this we can prevent airway obstruction due to this mucus, and to uh, to remove that shalya from throat or that airway, we are using this suction. So by these particular instruments, we are serving the purpose of achushan. Also, we are using a breast pump is also acts as in the same way. In particular cases, we are uh, using breast pump for artisan kriya. It can be also included in nadi yantra. So here by all these slides we can come to conclusion that these all nadi yantra which are prepared, we can in present day also they are made up of, or they are developed by these basic principles only. Now, the Shalaka Yantra, Sushruta has mentioned some rod-like instruments. I am going to elaborate some of them instruments here. For example, urethral dilators. These dilators we are using for purpose of dilating the urethra, or we can also you can say it is a Niruddha Prakash Yantra, already Sushruta has mentioned, because these instruments are used to dilate urethral stricture. In case of urethral stricture, to dilate the urethra. Also in case of phimosis, the prepusal opening, we can as per Sushruta's idea of Niruddha Prakash Yantra, we can dilate prepusal skin by this instrument. So here, Hager's dilator or Hager's cervical dilators, these dilators also we are using to dilate the cervical os. Here, swab stick, Sushruta has mentioned Karpas Krutoshni Shalaka. in his Shalaka Yantra, and now the days also we are using same Shalaka in uh, same shalaka for collecting the pus for culture and sensitivity, and also you nowadays in COVID patients we are using same stick for taking steps. So by this we can say the uh, we can appreciate the purpose of we can appreciate Shushrutas ideas behind forming or mentioning all these instruments on those days. Here, Linga Nashini or Linga Nash Vedan Chalaka, this is also an instrument which used in which we are using in cataract surgery. So, which already mentioned by Sushruta on those ancient days. Here, also we are I have included some examples only from all the some few examples only. But if you elaborate all the types of shalaka, then in modern days also we will found the instruments resembling them only. So here uterine sound and curate I have in this slide you can say uterine sound to measure the length of the uterus before performing the operation, that is DNC and etc. We are using this Shalaka Yantra, that is uterine sound. Here, this is routine. Routinely, we are using this copper probe, which for Asian curve, which is also included in these Shalaka Yantra. Also, we are using Agnikarma Shalaka also, Anjan Shalaka also. So, these are all instruments prepared according to the necessity, and they, as per time or in advance days also, we are modifying these instruments, and we are developing these instruments according to our intellect or according to our necessity. Nowadays, Agnikarma Shalaka also we are using electropottery, and also using and modified electrical devices to do Agnikarma. So by this we can say that we can develop these instruments, but the basic fundamental is remains the same, because by developing these all instruments, as suppose for example Agnikarma Shalaka, if we are doing Agnikarma by electropottery, but the fundamental behind this, Agni will do the basic function. The heat therapy or Agni will be the same fundamental principle to perform the procedure. Agni is acting to that particular part of the body, and which giving relief, or which is responsible for giving relief to that particular condition. So basic fundamental will always remain the same. Here, in definition, I have already explained that Sushruta has very broad view regarding his yantra. So he has not mentioned only yantras, but in absence of yantras, he also mentioned to use these upayantra in case of absence or to support to assist these yantras. He also mentioned some upayantras also. So here we can see that Rajju, Venika, Patra, Charma, Valkala, Lata, Vatsra, and Ashtila, Mudgara, Panitala, Padatala, Anguli, Jiva, tongue. These are the upayantras which at that time he was using, but as per in present day, we are not using these all instrument because in that extent, because on those days such the facilities or in absence of yantras, these people were using all these upayantras. So suppose in particular upayantra, we can mention that Anguli is also Sushruta is mentioned as upayantra. We are if we try to correlate it by with the help of finger, the we are using this finger, we are using the finger to evacuate or to break the loculi in abscess cavity instead of the instrument. Also, we are in case of fecolith, we are using finger to evacuate the rectum and anal canal. With the help of finger, we are removing that shalya. So, if we can correlate all these upayantra also in absence of upayantra, we can correlate these in modern days also. Suppose this jiva in ancient time, the foreign body in eye it, where was removed by jiva, because jiva is the very delicate organ, and to remove foreign body from eye, it can be used. So by this if modern days we want to use these particular upayantra, we can also using most of these upayantra to assist the yantras. Here, I can explain a few of them, which are by this idea of Upayantra. Present day also we will have, we are using same ideas. For example, bal or the hairs which we are using, and in ancient times we are using bunch of hairs to remove the foreign body which stuck into the throat. Suppose the fish skeletal which stuck into the throat, we are on those days people are removing with the bunch of hairs. They are taking bunch of hairs and a thread is tied to to that bunch of hairs, and patient is asked to swallow that bunch of hairs, and after swallowing, the skeletal part of that fish gets stuck into these hairs, and they are just pulling the thread. Same way in these days we are using uh, Foley's catheter to remove the foreign body through the throat. So this Foley's catheter is inserted into the throat, and by inflating that balloon and pulling it that catheter, we are able to remove the foreign body from the throat. So by all these upayantras, if we must we always try to develop ideas by all these yantras, and you can use these ideas in present days also. So these ideas we have to uh, these ideas we have to use in modern in present day also. Now we will discuss some shastras which mentioned by Sushruta. There are 20 types of shastras Sushruta has mentioned, but in particular, in this particular shastra, Sushruta has very finely explained about most of the Shastras. That is Karpatra Shastra, that is bone saw, which we are using nowadays. Scalpels, various types of scalpel, lancet, and bisturies, which are explained by Sushruta. Next to that, trocar and cannula. This trocar, which presently we are using in abdominal paracentesis, and here we can say that all these instruments can be are the mentioned by Sushruta are base for all the instruments which made in present days. So here, Asiani, that is a sharp probe. Here we can say that for Asian Karma presently we are using malleable copper probe, and in for piercing the fistulous tract we are using stout and silver probe. So here we can correlate this Asian Karma and it is included in Shastra Karma also. So, as per the necessity, we are using this Asianing. So, there are 20 instruments, and I have given or I have elaborated few of them to mention or to you all come to know that these in present day also we are using the same instruments, but in another form or in developed form, we can say. Here, I just want to highlight the types of suchi which Sushruta has explained, that in present day also we are using the same suturing needles. So Sushruta has already mentioned ayat, that is straight or long suchi, dhanurvakra, that is curved or semilunar type of suturing needles, tresra, that is triangular cutting needles, and vritta, that is round body needles. So you will come to know Shushruta's greatness, that Sushruta has mentioned all these type of suchi, or and present in present day also we are using the same type of needles while suturing. That is ayatrutta, we can say straight and round body needle. Ayatatrasra means straight and triangular cutting needle. Dhanurvakra vrutta, that is curved and round body needles which we are using. Dhanurvakra Tirasra, that is curved and triangular cutting needles. So here we can clearly mention that Sushruta has very finely observed and finely mentioned these types of suchi or suture. Here I also want to draw your attention that Vagbhata in Ashtang Sangra has mentioned Nigudapash Suchi, and he mentioned some surgeries on Amashaya. So here, present day, we are using suture material on needle, suture material, which mentioned by our acharyas on those ancient days. So here we are using these needles mounted with the thread on them, and here in the next needle we are using the eyed needle. But here we must remember that the Niguda Pasha Suchi, or the Suchi comes with thread mounted over it, is already mentioned by our ancient acharyas. Here, by this we can see that all the Vruddhipatra Shastra, that is Vruddhipatra Shastra, lancet or bisturies, we these all instruments Sushmita has mentioned, and in present day also we are uh, using these all types and all the shape of scalpel as per necessity of the incision. Suppose we are using for example, we are using 11 number needle that is sharp and point, sorry, 11 number blade which is sharp and pointed. In case of abscess, to drain the abscess, we have to make the stab incision over the abscess cavity. So we are using 11 number blade for doing that abscess drainage to drain that abscess. So here, as per necessity of the disease, particular types of surgical blades also mentioned by Acharya Shushruta. Here, Shushruta has also mentioned some Anushastra because not Shastra Karma is no, we can't perform Shastra Karma to every patient like Shishu, Shastra Bharunam, Shastra Abhavecha Yoje. It means some of these patients which are afraid for surgeries, we can use these all Anushastra in absence of these. That is, we already know about all these Jalauka, Agni, and Shara, and Anguli. For example, Agni, if any patient is afraid for Shastra Karma, in present day also we are doing surgical excision of cord in some patient, and if he is not ready for surgical excision, we can also do Agni Karma on the cord. So in same way, the purpose of Shalya Aharan is get solved by these two methods of surgery. Or Agni Karma, either we can go for Agni Karma, and we can go for Chedana of Kadara also, as per Shushruta. So according to the particular condition of the disease, as per the patient, we can choose any of the procedure, Shastra Karma procedure or Anushastra we can use for these purposes. Kshara also we are using as an Anushastra to for mechanical debridement of some Dushtavrana, and in fistulous tract we are removing the slough or dead tissues or hypergranulation we are removing by the Shara. So this is the function, or this is the basic function of these Anushastra, removing of Shalya in the any form, that is dead tissue, etc. We are using the same phenomenon to remove the Shalya. So about Anguli, I have already explained that Anguli is also we can use as Anushastra. Here I have already mentioned. Now, lastly, uh, by all these mentioning all these instruments, all these yantra, upayantra, shastra, and anushastra, Sushruta has also taken care of how to preserve these instruments, and he mentioned some specific procedures to maintain the hardness of that instruments, that is called as paina. Shastra, Tel, and Udak paina means tempering of the instrument to maintain or to acquire a specific hardness of the instrument. Sushruta has mentioned paina vidhi, that is he is heating the instruments and dipping into the particular solution of kshara and giving specific hardness which required. For example, he has mentioned that kshar paina of paina vidhi to giving specific hardness to that particular instrument, uh, instrument, so that the purpose of cutting the bone is solved. So for using asti, we need very strong instrument and firm instrument. So to uh, uh, to solve this purpose, he has mentioned Ksharpaina. So here Sushruta has taken care of that also. He also mentioned how to sharpen the instruments. He mentioned Shalmali Falak and Shlashna Shila to giving specific sharpness to these instruments. And he also mentioned specific uh, measurement of these sharpness to for and using them in particular surgeries. So also he has mentioned Shastra Kosha to contain these all the instruments. So this is very scientific. Now we will conclude by this that prayogadnesya vaidyasya siddhir bhavati nityashah tasmat parityam kuryat shastranam grahano sada. It means uh, any surgeon or any Shalya Chikitsak who want to success in his surgery, he must have the knowledge of all these instruments and all these yantras and shastras. If he is able to decide which yantra or which shastra is useful for this particular surgery, he definitely will have success in his surgery. While doing surgeries, we have to perform surgeries within the stipulated time or within the effect of the anesthesia. So, if our instruments are not proper, then we may delay in the surgery, or we may not perform the surgery finally. So here we can conclude or conclusion of all these lecture or all these discussion is that first, that is Sushruta has a very broad view regarding or explaining the shalyas, and also he has very broad view regarding instruments also, and he has keep this area wide open to all to perform any kind of instrument as per necessity of the particular disease, as per necessity of the procedure. He may develop his own instrument as per his intellect or as per his according to the necessity of the instruments or that particular surgery. So here I conclude. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir, for such a wonderful lecture about the base of the surgical instrument development in Ayurveda and its contemporary view. Now the session is open for discussion. Participant can put your question in chat box or ask your question directly. Sir. आई थिंक कोई क्वेश्चन तो नहीं है अभी चैट बॉक्स में.
Okay, okay. Shall we stop?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Stop
Okay.
sharing, sir. Stop sharing. Stop presentation.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Now the request to Dr. P. Manta, sir, to share his expert thought on this topic. P. Manta, sir, please. I think P. Manta, sir, is not here. So I request Dr. Hemanta Toshikane, sir, to share his expert thought on this topic, sir. Hemant Topsikana sir, please. बोलिए।
हो गया?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. So Dr. Chandrakant Pawar has presented his lecture on instruments, surgical instruments, and hope his presentation has given information to all our postgraduate scholars, all our listeners. I congratulate Dr. Pawar for his nice presentation, and I also, on behalf of National Sushruta Association, I also congratulate Dr. Jaishila Madam and Durgesh who have and Harish Daga, those who have coordinated this program. And as morning Professor Hemant Kumar sir mentioned, uh, we are going through the crucial stage for survival of Shalya Tantra. The registration of each and every Shalya Tantra student, teacher, and practitioner is mandatory for NSA. As you all are aware, we will going to have a big legal battle against IMA to sustain ourselves. So my request to all Shalya Tantra teachers, students, and practitioners: get registered yourself for National Sushruta Association, and it will protect you in your future. Once again, thank you for all the organizers and Dr. Chandrakant Pawar. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir,
Namaste,
for
sir.
providing me this opportunity. I would like to thank NSA for giving me this platform also. Thank you so much, sir.
नमस्ते सर।
Yes.
दुर्गेश,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
सर से बात करो। आज हमारे डॉक्टर सुनील